Hello everyone, this is Suzanne at God Crochet and Chatter. Most of these days I have been working on my central knitting machine, making hats, and enjoying that. So sometimes it's nice to mix things up. From time to time I have giveaways, and as always, any prayer requests that you may have, please let us know so we can pray for you. Today we're going to look at another hymn that was written, and we're going to review how this particular hymn came into being. The hymn is, "My faith looks up to thee." My faith looks up to thee, thou Lamb of Calvary, Savior divine. Now hear me while I pray, take all my guilt away. Oh, let me from this day be wholly thine. May thy rich grace impart strength to my fainting heart, my zeal inspire, as thou hast died for me. Oh, may my love to thee pure, warm, and chainless be, a living fire. While life's dark maze I tread, and when griefs around me spread, be thou my guide. Bid darkest turn to day, wipe sorrow's tears away, nor let me ever stray from thee aside. When ends life's transcendent dream, when death's cold sullen stream shall over me roll, blessed Savior, then in love, fear and distrust removed, oh, bear me safe above a ransomed soul. Beautiful song. But rejoice to the extent that you partake of Christ's sufferings, that when his glory is revealed, you may also be glad with exceeding joy. 1 Peter 4:13. In the early 1830s, Lowell Mason moved from Boston to Savannah, where for 16 years he had worked in a bank while directing church choirs on the side. In relocating to Boston, he wanted to focus exclusively on his musical interest. Soon he was directing 3 choirs, publishing hymns, compiling a songbook, and trying to get music education in the Boston public schools. One day, in 1832, he bumped into Ray Palmer. Palmer, 24, was exhausted. For years he had burned the candle on both ends, working as a clerk in a dry goods store, attending classes at Yale, teaching at a girls' school in New York City, and preparing for the ministry. Wow, that's a lot on his plate. Now Mason wanted Palmer to write for him, to compose some hymns for his projected hymn book. Palmer, too, tried to produce anything new, hesitantly opening his little leather journal, and showed Mason a poem he had written 2 years before. It was a personal prayer for renewed zeal and courage, composed in his rented room one night in 1830 when he had felt sick, tired, and lonely. He later explained that he had wept that winter's evening upon finishing this poem. The words for these stanzas were born out of my own soul with very little effort, he said. I recall that I wrote the verses with tender emotions. There was not the slightest thought of writing for another eye, lest all of writing a hymn for Christian worship. After reading the words, Mason ducked into a nearby store for a piece of paper and hurriedly copied them down. That evening, in his studio, he pored over this poem, hammering out the perfect tune for it. Shortly after, the 2 men met again, and Mason told the young man, "Mr. Palmer, you may live many years and do many great good things, but I think you will be best known to posterity as the author of My Faith Looks Up to Thee." Lowell Mason was right. Ray Palmer did go on to do many good things and to write many fine hymns, but he is remembered by posterity for his first hymn, one written before he had even entered the ministry. Wow. It's interesting looking up the background of some of these songs. Gives us insight to what the person was thinking and feeling, and at what point he was in his life, or her life. Got a little bit of a sore throat today. I started losing my voice this morning. Ron and I had a very early appointment. We had to get up at 7 and be to an appointment by 9. It was Ron's pain clinic appointment. And on Monday, this Monday, Ron will finally get his injection in his back to help that pain. We are so excited. This has been a long time coming for him. I have a couple appointments coming up for my shoulder pain, and we are switching pain clinics. We really, really like this doctor that we saw today. He was very thorough, very nice, very understandable, and it just felt good. And we've been praying for God to direct us to the right pain clinics to finally get some relief from some of these chronic pain issues. All right, everyone, I'm going to get off of here and rest my throat today. You take care. You have a blessed day in the Lord. I'll be back tomorrow with, I believe we're going to be on day 6 of our Revelation study. So that will certainly be exciting too. Please leave a comment below. Hit that like button. I sure would appreciate it. You take care. And Lord willing, I'll be back on tomorrow. Bye-bye.